Watch this video if you want to learn what are 3 most important things to remember when giving feedback to your partner. By the end of the video, you will understand how to give feedback in a way that your partner will actually accept the feedback and act on it, and also avoid getting them into defense mode or shutting down and not listening to your feedback. For the best relationship and dating advice, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification. I'm Diana and I have a website called Better Topics that is dedicated to helping couples experience more love, joy, and connection. And now let's get into our key points. The first most important thing to keep in mind is to choose your timing wisely. What do I mean by this is make sure that whenever you want to give any feedback to your partner, especially if it's a more serious topic, it's not when they are tired or already stressed with something else or in a rush. Therefore, if you know your partner very well, then you will most likely guess when this time is. If you're unsure of when is the best time to talk to them, then maybe just ask, but ask, let's say, in a nicer way. Avoid, phrases that start with "we need to talk," because usually whenever someone hears those phrases, they instantly go into defense mode and they just think they've done something wrong and they're about to be told off. Whereas obviously we want to avoid this. Here is where date night comes into handy as well. I always urge people to have some specific time carved out during the week for a date night. Whether they have children or not, it doesn't really matter. All couples, I think, should have a date night schedule every week so they can actually sit down and focus on their relationship. Therefore, if you're struggling to find a good timing when to give some feedback to your partner, use a part of the date night for this. Key number 2 is to be kind and use positive words. Now, once you've established when is the best time to sit down and have a conversation with your partner and actually give them some feedback on something that they should have done or they haven't done and they should have, please keep in mind to always be kind and try to use positive words. Avoid saying things like, "oh, you haven't done this," or "you haven't done that," or "why have you done this?" When you start something with "why," that automatically feels like a threat and like an attack towards the other person. Again, the other person is more likely to just go into defense mode themselves as well and just try to retaliate and argue back. This will just lead to a massive argument which has no purpose and you most likely won't gain anything out of. Remember to be kind when you give feedback to your partner. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody likes to be criticized. Also, by using positive words, I mean, instead of saying things like, "you haven't done this, although I've asked you to do it," "you haven't done it the way I've asked you to do it," turn it around into some positive and say things like, "I would have really appreciated it if you would have done it this way." Therefore, you're also giving them an example of how you would actually want them to do certain things. And the feedback is more clearer to your partner on what you want and how you want things to be done. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think so far of these 2 key points and whether you are using them in giving feedback to your partner. Key number 3. Keep it factual and avoid blaming. What I mean about this is try to avoid using phrases and attacks towards your partner, such as "you are like this," "you are like that," or "you're stupid," or trying to blame them for something they've done or they haven't done maybe the way you like it. By keeping it factual, you should say something like, "well, this has happened. I am upset because, this has happened," or "this hasn't happened." And again, be very mindful to avoid blaming. Now, when you do this, you also have to keep in mind to tell them exactly what you want. Therefore, a discussion should be something along the lines of, "I am very upset that you, for example, haven't paid the gas bill." Therefore, a discussion where you implement all these things should go somewhere along the lines of, once you've chose your timing properly and once you're prepared to use kind and positive words, you should tell your partner something along the lines of, "I am very upset that the gas bill hasn't been paid. I would really appreciate it if you could do this for me. And I would really appreciate it if I wouldn't have to remind you of it every once in a while. And then also maybe give some examples why you want specific things to be done by them or in a certain way. That way, your partner will see your point of view. And also, you have to keep in mind that they might see things differently than you are, and things that might seem important to you might not seem important to them. Or that maybe it was just, a thing that they overlooked by mistake. So once you start giving feedback, be prepared to also listen to your partner and see what they have to say about the feedback as well, or the situation that has happened. Be prepared to be also surprised by your partner's answer and take that on board and learn from the answers that they give. Many times, especially when we are upset about a situation happening or something that has been done or not done, we tend to see things only from our point of view, and that's why many times we get so upset, because we tend to feel it's something done against us or something hasn't been done just to make us upset. However, if we listen to our partner as well and listen to, the reasons why they've done or not done something, we will understand why that has happened, and we understand that, there's no point to actually being upset about it. By actually listening to what our partner has to say about the feedback as well and about the situation that has happened, we can see their point of view as well. And maybe, who knows, from their point of view, there was no point in even doing it in the first place. Or you can understand their reasoning behind it as well. So therefore, in the future, if it happens again, you won't be that upset anymore. Also, a bonus key I would like to add to this is be willing to compromise. Because although you might give them feedback about something that has been done or hasn't been done in a way that you would have liked to, and then your partner will give you their side of the story, why that has happened. Maybe it was just an oversight from them, or maybe they just really don't want to do it because they might have some reasons, and this is the best time to actually try to understand those. Now, if they have valid reasons for not doing something, or doing something but not specifically in the way you like, be willing to compromise and then try to understand where they come from. Put yourself in their shoes as well and trying to understand, would have you done the same thing if it would have been you in their shoes? Let me know what you think about these key things on how to give feedback to your partner and whether you are ready to implement them today. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends.